What up, everybody? It's your man Kurt from Triad Hip Hop Podcast. It's time for another lyrical breakdown. I thought that since we just passed what we call B.I.G Day, March 9th, I thought that was a good day to celebrate. So this weekend I'm doing a lyrical breakdown from my man Notorious B.I.G. This one is from old song back in the day from the Puff Daddy and the Family album called Young G's. Most of y'all might know this, but this was considered one of Big's dopest verses. So I really think it's only fitting that I do this one in honor of B.I.G Day. So let's get right into it. Young G's. This is just Biggie's verse. You know, the song did have Jay-Z and Puffy on it, but you know, it is what it is. Biggie killed the whole song though, so we're gonna let you hear the verse, and then I'm gonna come back and break those lyrics down. All right? Be right back.
And every day they gotta fight, stay alive, stay alive. It's just reality.
Damn, it feel good to see people up on it. Flip 2 keys in 2 weeks and didn't flaunt it. My brain is haunted with mean dreams, GS's with BB's on it. Supreme schemes to get richer than Richie quickly. Niggas wanna hit me if they get me. Dress my body in linen by Armani, check it. My lyrical carjack, make your brain splat. High caliber gas is all I fuck with. Now keep the rough shit in my circumference. Mad bitches with mad Lucci, bulletproof vests under their coochie. Spitting my Uzi, don't lose me. My trigger niggas represent. Driving dirty in J30s, getting bent. Into my hit holes, my murder mommies. I be smoking trees in Belize when they find me. While you still killing niggas with Panani. Like Connie and Cyrus up in Cyprus. Fuck your raw, you on the floor with the virus. While I just sling coke, smoke pounds and choke. Got lawyers watching lawyers so I won't go broke. Now check it, them country niggas call me Frank White. I'm squirting off in my loft, of course I know my shit's tight. Sunrise, open my eyes, no surprise. Got my shorty flying in with keys taped to her thighs. With all the utensils to hang my China thing. She half black, half oriental. 86, she got me rental. This situation ain't accidental.
From a Young G's perspective, you heard that, you know what I mean? I love that. If you notice at the end of the rhyme, right as it was finishing up, you know, you could hear Big saying from a Young G's perspective. You know, and that's kind of that's pivotal to me because it's happening right at a time when the whole quote unquote East Coast, West Coast beef was happening, which wasn't really a beef, but they made it seem like the whole coast was beefing with the whole coast, and it really wasn't. But anyway, what's pivotal about that is because, you know, that's a line from Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean, from one of his songs from The Chronic, where he said, from a Young G's perspective, you know what I mean? And so Big is paying homage to him by using that line. You know what I mean? So I really think that's dope. You know, it's just part of the hook, but still it's dope. You know what I mean? Just to let you know, it wasn't no beef with no whole West Coast or any of that shit. You know what I mean? So Big and Snoop were really actually pretty close. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's go ahead and break down those lyrics real quick. The first line off rip was dope to me because it's a throwback. He said, damn, it feel good to see people up on it. You know what I mean? That's a throwback to the late 80s when Biz Markie was doing his thing. You know what I mean? He still did his thing past that, but this was one of his famous lines. You know what I mean? Damn, it feels good to see people up on it. And I believe it was from the song The Vapors. So go back and check that out. It's a classic right there. But Big said, damn, it feels good to see people up on it. Flip 2 keys in 2 weeks and didn't flaunt it. You know what I mean? That's a real G move right there. You know what I mean? You really trying to be gangster. If you're going to be gangster enough to sell drugs, you know, you don't boast and brag about it. You know what I mean? You don't flaunt it. You don't do none of that shit. You know what I mean? That people do nowadays. Because people nowadays just want to show off. Look, I got money. You know what I mean? I got a stack of money and I'm selling this and I'm doing that. And, you know what I mean? Snitching on themselves. It's just stupid. You know what I mean? I don't condone selling drugs at all, but if you're going to do it, if you want to be real gangster, you don't talk about that shit. You know what I mean? So then he said, my brain is haunted with mean dreams, GS's with BBs on it, supreme schemes. Yo, first of all, his whole rhyme scheme on this song is incredible. Incredible, because he goes in and out of these internal rhymes. You know what I mean? I love it. Where you think that he's going to rhyme something with another word, and then he goes completely left field, and it's like, okay, he's doing these internal scientific rhymes, and I love that. So he said, my brain is haunted with mean dreams, GS's. You know what I mean? That's Alexis, GS's with BBs on it. Supreme schemes to get richer than Richie quickly. Niggas want to hit me if they get me. Dress my body in linen by Armani. You know what I mean? So that's one thing about Big. You know, he was you know, he had a lot of gangster shit in his rhymes, but he also liked to, you know, floss a little bit about the lavish lifestyle that he wanted and that he was slowly but surely achieving. So I like that. You know what I mean? He said, dress my body in linen by Armani. So then he said, check it. My lyrical carjack, make your brain splat. High caliber gats is all I fuck with. Now peep the rough shit. You know what I mean? That's dope right there. My lyrical carjack, make your brain splat. High caliber gats. You know what I mean? That high artillery, them real powerful guns is all I fuck with. Now peep the rough shit. In my circumference, mad bitches with mad Lucci, bulletproof vests under their Coogee. I love that. You know what I mean? So first of all, let's break that little line down right there. He said, in my circumference, meaning in my circle, you know what I mean, what's around me. Mad bitches with mad Lucci. You know, Lucci was that code name for money back in the day. Bulletproof vests under their Coogee. A lot of people misunderstand this line. You know what I mean? When I looked up the lyrics to see if they matched what I thought they were, a lot of people said bulletproof vests under their coochie, and that's not what he's saying. He's saying Coogee, which was a clothing brand. A lot of people nowadays may not be that familiar with Coogee, but it was a high-level, very expensive clothing brand back in the day. And so, you know, that's why you all might have heard him say in another song, Coogee sweaters. You know what I mean? Because they was very expensive. And so, you know, he's saying that, you know, he's saying bulletproof vests under their Coogee, meaning the chicks he rolling with, they wearing these Coogee sweaters, but they underneath that, they got bulletproof vests. You know what I mean? So you don't even realize it. So then he said, spit in my Uzi, don't lose me. My trigger niggas represent. Driving dirty in J30s getting bent. You know what I mean? I love that. He said, my trigger niggas represent, meaning, you know, he like, I don't have to carry a gun if I don't need to, cause I don't need it. I got niggas around me who got mad guns. And so he said, my trigger niggas represent. Driving dirty in J30s getting bent. You know, J30 is another car reference. You know what I mean? So, you know, we all hanging out. We got the guns, but we smoking and we getting bent. You know what I mean? So, until my hit holes, he said, until my hit holes, my murder mommies. You know what I mean? He's saying that about the females, like trigger niggas, hit holes. Same thing. The females that carry the guns for him, the gangster bitches. So he like, until my hit holes, my murder mommies, I'll be smoking trees in Belize when they find me. You know what I mean? So this is, you know, another line where he just flossing a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, I'll still be chilling somewhere smoking blunts or whatever in Belize, you know what I mean? Which is a dope place to visit. You know what I mean? Dope place. And then he said, when they find me, why you still killing niggas with Punani like Connie and Cyrus up in Cyprus? Fuck you raw on the floor with the virus. You know what I mean? So he like, you know, even though you still doing your gangster thing, I'm somewhere chilling, smoking a blunt. You know what I mean? That's why he said, I'll be smoking trees in Belize when they find me, while you still killing niggas with Punani like Connie and Cyrus up in Cyprus. You know what I mean? So he just throwing out a name like Connie and Cyrus up in Cyprus, meaning a place, you know what I mean? fuck you raw on the floor with the virus. You know what I mean? So he like, you know, motherfuckers is so gangster, they'll, you know what I mean, fuck you while they got the AIDS and shit like that. You know what I mean? To kill you that way. You know what I mean? So then he said, while I just sling coke, smoke pounds to choke, smoke pounds of choke, I'm sorry. Got lawyers watching lawyers so I won't go broke. Now check it. Now I like that line right there. That's dope to me. He said, I got lawyers watching lawyers so I won't go broke. You know what I mean? Like I got a main lawyer, but just to make sure that motherfucker don't try to trip, I got another lawyer watching him just in case. You know what I mean? So that's dope right there. And, you know, honestly, when you get to that level where you got a lot of money, that's probably a smart thing to do. Because a lawyer will try to eat your ass alive. You know what I mean? So you can't hardly trust nobody. You know what I mean? And let me wrap this up real quick because I'm rambling on a little bit. So anyway, he said, them country niggas call me Frank White. I'm squirting off in my loft. Of course, I know my shit's tight. You know, he said them country niggas because Big was known to go down south a lot to sell drugs. You know what I mean? He would leave New York and come to places like right here in North Carolina. And from what I heard, he might even been right here in my city. But said he used to come down here and sell his drugs or whatever. So that's why he said them country niggas call me Frank White. I'm squirting off in my loft. Of course, I know my shit's tight. You know what I mean? That's a reference to, you know, sex or whatever. So anyway, everybody knows that one. He says, sunrise, open my eyes, no surprise. Got my shorty flying in with keys taped to her thighs. You know what I mean? So that's just another imagery right there where he letting you know I'm waking up in places like Belize that's sunny and beautiful and, you know, sunrise, open my eyes, no surprise. You know what I mean? Got my shorty flying in with keys taped to her thighs, meaning she on the way to bring me the drugs that I need to sell. You know what I mean? So he said, with all the utensils, who hang my China thing, she half black, half oriental. 86, she got me rental. The situation ain't accidental. You know what I mean? So I love that last line. The situation ain't accidental. So he like, you know, all of this shit is set up intricately on purpose so, you know, we can handle the shit, you know, because you would think, okay, if you went down south to sell your drugs, why you need somebody else to bring it? But no, you don't want to get, that's how you have your system. You have somebody else bring it to you, then you give them a little taste, you know, some money, and then you sell your shit, get back, go where you got to go. All these out-of-state trips was pivotal for drug dealers back in the day. You know what I mean? If you really wanted to sell your weight. I don't never sell that shit. I ain't never sold that shit. I ain't never condoning it, but I'm from the streets and I know a lot of motherfuckers that did it. You know what I mean? So we gonna leave it like that. But that's what one of Big's favorite, one of my favorite verses from Big. And a lot of people, you know, really respect that verse because that's a verse that really just lets you know how clever Big was because of the way the rhyme scheme was. You know what I mean? So, you know, like let me go back to one of the lines. You know what I mean? Like when he said, in my circumference, mad bitches with mad Lucci, bulletproof vests under that Coogee, spit in my Uzi, don't lose me. And you think he gonna rhyme something else with Uzi and lose me, and then he goes to another one. He said, my trigger niggas represent driving dirty and J30s getting bent. You know, he goes to the left. You know what I mean? You would think he gonna keep rhyming that same word type. You know what I mean? So his rhyme scheme was just so dope. You know what I mean? I love how he said, my brain is haunted with mean dreams, GS's with BBs on it, supreme schemes. You know what I'm saying? So you got two different internal rhymes there. You know, my brain is haunted. So you thinking he wouldn't ready rhyme something with haunted. And then he said, with mean dreams. But then you're like, okay, maybe he gonna rhyme something with mean dreams. But then he goes back to GS's with BBs on it to rhyme with haunted. And then he says supreme schemes to rhyme with mean dreams. You know what I mean? So it's like, I love the way he got real clever with the rhyme schemes and the, you know, his metaphors is crazy. So Big is just one of the illest, man. And I really wish we wouldn't have lost him so early. But, you know, that's neither here or there. That's life. It happens. And we just try to celebrate them a little bit by remembering how dope the lyrics were. And, you know, that's my lyrical breakdown for the day, man. I hope y'all can appreciate this song. If you never heard it, go back and hear it. It's called Young G's, and it's on the Puff Daddy and the Family album, No Way Out. And so you can find the song on YouTube, Young G's, and Big does the very last verse. First is like Diddy, and then Jay-Z. Jay-Z's verse was dope too, but Jay-Z's verse was very clever to me, but his delivery wasn't that special for me. For me, you know, no disrespect. But Big, just everything about Big's rhyme was dope. The delivery, you know, the wittiness, you know, he was so clever, the rhyme scheme, you know, how he just delivered everything. So go back and check that out, Young G's. And, you know, of course, we'll do this again next weekend. I'm not sure of how we got something for next weekend, but if you do, it's going to be dope. So don't forget to check us out on all the platforms. We on YouTube, of course. We on Twitter. We on Instagram. We on Facebook. We on Spotify. You know what I mean? We everywhere. You know what I mean? So hit the like button, share, subscribe. Anybody you know that like hip hop and real hip hop, like for the culture, share this with them. You know what I mean? Now, you know, we don't have no problem with new hip hop. You know, new rappers is dope too, but some of them just ain't, you know, they don't give you that wow effect. So, you know, you'll hear more of the older stuff from us than the newer. You hear some newer stuff, but not a whole lot. You know, but you know, we that's what we like. You know what I mean? So anyway, this is your man Kurt for Triad Hip Hop Podcast. I appreciate you checking me out, and we'll see you next time. All right? Peace.
Ready to Die came out, and Big was great. He was great. But it was still an argument. And this verse silenced the argument for me. Silenced the argument. My brain is haunted with mean dreams, GS's with BBs on it.
Supreme schemes to get richer than Richie quickly. Niggas wanna hit me if they get me. Dress my body in linen by Armani, check it.
Wasn't a better car in the world than a GS Lexus with BBs on it, rims. It's just like this right here, like he was talking, it was luxury. It was like luxury, it was lux. You know, he was speaking to the streets. It was like, man, you're gonna talk about the GS, and then you're gonna talk about, you know, that if you didn't have as much money, but you was trying to get to a couple dollars, you trying to get to the J30, the Infinity, like you didn't want the J30, but you probably had it. You didn't want it, but you had it. If you're trying to get there, like it was one of them ones. He just spoke to all of those street nuances that resonated throughout the town.
My trigger niggas represent driving dirty in J30s, getting bent. And to my hit hoes, my murder mommies. I be smoking trees in Belize when they find me.
It's master level flows, it's storytelling, introducing melodies that weren't like super sing-songy, but it just gave the verse dimension. It just set him apart from everybody else at that time. Like,